by Francis Wakefield. Presidential advisor on the peace process Secretary Jesus Dureza called on the sultanates across the country to become agents of peace and help the national government in strengthening the social healing process of those affected by decades of war and conflict in Mindanao. Office of the Presidential Advisor on the Peace Process, OPAPP, Secretary Jesus Dureza, Manila Bulletin. The sultanates play a very important role in molding the minds of people, Dureza told the crowd consisting of datas, sultans, imams, and other Muslim and Christian leaders attending the Second International Royalty and Nobility Interfaith Peace Conference in Davao City. Engage them, take the lead. These efforts can mean a lot, he concluded. Dureza said there is also a need to break the walls of exclusivity, especially during peace talks. Dureza noted that there is a tendency for some groups to carry out development and peace-building efforts based on their own personal agendas and not on common interests. He stressed that this approach should be avoided at all costs, as it fuels a sense of alienation, especially among the marginalized and underserved sectors of the community. There is a need for convergence in our peace-building efforts. We need the support of everyone, Dureza told the more than 100 delegates of the International Peace Conference. The Presidential Peace Advisor said this is the reason why the Duterte administration is pushing for the passage of the Bangsamoro Basic Law, BBL, as it is primarily anchored on the principle of inclusivity. The president really wants to see concrete, radical change, Dureza said, as he emphasized the chief executive's vision of addressing the historical injustices committed against the Bangsamoro people. To achieve this goal, he said stakeholders in the peace process must come together, speak with one voice, and collectively push for the BBL's passage in both houses of Congress. There is a need to heighten the campaign for the law, Dureza said, as he admitted that there are still those who don't understand the context of the law. What is important is to prepare the groundwork for the bill's passage. This will help us get the vote for the law's passage, he said. Dureza noted that the BBL is a shared dream by everyone and will start the process of finally entrenching the Bangsamoro in the country's political system. Moreover, the peace advisor pointed out that the BBL, once passed, would help effectively address the growing threat of violent extremism in the country. What they did in Maraywai should teach us a lesson. A terrorist knows no kin, no friend. Anyone who will be an obstacle to their goal will be eliminated, Dureza said. The virus of violent extremism has been with us for a long time. It has now become a hydra, he warned. Dureza also noted that the lack of good governance, aggravated by corruption in the bureaucracy, has largely contributed to the rise of violent extremism in the country. If people see that the first beneficiaries are your politicians, relatives, those who are not in the circle will feel excluded, he said. When officials flaunt big cars,